students, are you okay and doing the little bit study at your home? Uh, Once again I am here in front of you with my fourth lecture. Okay, in our previous, that is in third lecture, we have started the topic experimental results of photoelectric effect and their interpretations. Okay, now for obtaining the experimental results, we use this experimental setup. Okay, the working and the description of this experimental arrangement I have already explained in third lecture. Okay, now on the basis of this, or by using this experimental setup or arrangement, we obtain the following results of photoelectric effect. Okay, so first of all we will see the effect of potential. Here we have three parameters, namely the applied potential between the electrodes, and second one is the light, the intensity of the light, and third one is the frequency of the light. Okay, now first of all we will see the effect of this potential on what? On the current flowing in this circuit. Okay, since on illuminating the metal electrode, photoelectrons are emitted, and the current formed or generated by these electrons is known as photoelectric current. So we will see the effect of potential on photoelectric current, and this is also we have studied in our third lecture. But once again I repeat this topic in brief. In order to study the effect of potential, in order to study the effect of this potential on what? On the photoelectric current, we keep the intensity and the frequency of the light at some certain constant value and vary the electric potential between the electrodes, and note down the corresponding currents value from the micrometer. Now if you plot the graph between data so obtained of what? Photoelectric current, PEC, photoelectric current, and anode potential, then we get the following kind of the graph. Now it is clear from this graph that when the anode potential is what? 0, then the photoelectric current is not 0. Now by keeping intensity and the frequency constant, on increasing the anode potential, initially the photoelectric current increases, but after a certain value of the anode potential there is no increase in the photoelectric current even on increasing the anode potential. The current flowing in this state is known as saturated photoelectric current. Okay, now by using the commutator, on applying the negative potential on the anode, we get the small amount of the current. This is so because some of the electrons which possesses greater energy are able to reach up to the anode even they are repelled from the anode. Okay, now on increasing the negative potential on the anode, -1 volt, -2 volt, the photoelectric current decreases. Okay, because the repulsion on the electrons increases. Okay, and at a certain negative potential the photoelectric current becomes what? 0. That is, at this negative potential the electron of the greatest kinetic energy is not able to reach up to the anode. This negative potential is known as stopping potential. Okay, so now today is our fourth lecture. We will start from the stopping potential. Okay, so what is the definition of the stopping potential? We represent the stopping potential by what? By the V0, by V0 or V0. So stopping potential, how one can define the stopping potential? The negative potential on the anode with respect to what? Cathode, at which the photoelectric current becomes equal to what? 0. Okay, that is, the electron of the greatest kinetic energy cannot be the electron of the greatest kinetic energy is not able to reach up to the anode. This negative potential is known as stopping potential. Okay, now here you can see that this is the relation between the maximum kinetic energy of the emitted electron and the stopping potential. Okay, let us suppose the mass of the emitted electron is what? M, and the maximum velocity of the emitted electron is what? V maximum. Then the maximum kinetic energy, of the emitted electron is what? K maximum equal to half mv square maximum. Okay, since here you can see that these electrons are repelled by the negative potential, so electron has to do work against what? Against this negative potential in reaching from cathode to anode. Initially, when the electron emits from the metal, then its kinetic energy is in the form of kinetic energy. Then its energy is in the form of kinetic energy. Now, as the electron approaches towards what? Towards the anode, then the electron has to do work against what? Against the repulsion of the negative potential. Hence, its kinetic energy decreases and potential energy increases. Electric potential energy increases. That is, its kinetic energy gets converted into what? Into the electric potential energy. So we can say that since we know that by the definition of the electric potential, V equal to what? Work done over what? Charge. Work done over what? Charge. So work done equal to what? Charge multiplied by what? Potential. Okay, since the charge of an electron is what? E, and if the applied potential V equals to what? Stopping potential V0, then the work done by the electron will be equal to what? W equal to EV0. Okay, so here this EV0 is what? Work done by the electron in reaching from what? In reaching from cathode to anode against what? Against the negative potential of the anode, that is stopping potential. That is against the stopping potential. Okay, and this work done by the electron will be equal to what? Maximum kinetic energy of the emitted electron. Okay, so electron can work equals to its initial kinetic energy. Okay, so K maximum equal to half mv square maximum equal to EV0. This is very important relation, and this relation is frequently used in the numericals of this chapter. Okay, so now next topic is what? Now we will see the effect of intensity of the light on what? On the current. Here we have seen the effect of potential on photoelectric current. Here we will see the effect of intensity on photoelectric current. Okay, before studying this topic, first of all, we should get the idea about what? About the intensity of the light. Okay, intensity of the light. The intensity of the light. Here I am going to tell you the concept of intensity of the light on the behalf of particle nature of the light. In our next classes, next lectures, we will see that the light possesses the dual nature, that is wave nature and particle nature. But on the basis of wave nature, the photoelectric emission cannot be explained. The photoelectric effect cannot be explained. But on the basis of particle nature of the light, the photoelectric effect can be explained. So I am going to tell you the concept of intensity on the basis of what? Particle nature. Okay, what do you mean by the particle nature of the light? Light is made up of small particles, and these small particles are known as photons. Okay, so now the intensity of the light is directly proportional to what? The number of photons incidents on what? Incidents on the unit area in what? Unit time. Okay, now if I say that intensity of the light increases, intensity of the light increases, what it means? It means the number of incidenting photons increases. The number of photons incidenting is increases. Okay, and according to the Einstein, one photon interacts only with what? One electron. One photon interacts with what? Only one electron. So one photon may emit one electron. If the energy provided by this photon is greater than the energy required by the electron to come out from the metal surface, then in this state the electron will emit. If the energy provided by the photon is less than the energy required by the electron to emit from the metal surface, then the electron will not emit and this photon will be absorbed. Here you can see that I have shown 3 photons, but 2 electrons are emitted. It means this photon is absorbed. Okay, so we can say that these three photons may emit maximum 3 number of the electrons. Okay, maximum 3 number of the electrons. So simply you can say that on increasing the intensity of the light, the number of emitted electrons increases. The number of emitted electrons increases. Okay, so this is the idea or the concept of what, of the intensity of the light. Okay, now in order to study the effect of intensity of the light on what, on the photoelectric current, we keep the frequency at certain constant value and plot the graph between photoelectric current and what, and the anode potential for what, for the different values of the intensity, suppose initially I have made the intensity equals to what, I1. Okay, now at zero anode potential current is noted, at 1 volt current is noted, 2 volt current is noted, hence this graph is obtained. Okay, by applying negative potential this part of the graph is obtained. Now the intensity is changed from I1 to I2. Okay, and for the I2 intensity again we repeat the same process and obtain the second graph. Hence similarly by making the intensity I3 we get the third graph. Okay, so it is clear from the above graph, first point, it is clear from the above graph that here you can see that we have to study the effect of intensity on current. Here you can see that for I1 intensity the saturated photoelectric current is what, small I1. Okay, small I1 represents what, current, and capital I1 represents what, intensity. And for intensity I2 the photoelectric current is what, I2, and for intensity I3 the photoelectric current is what, I3. So it is clear from this graph that as the intensity of the light increases, then the saturated photoelectric current also increases. In other words, we can say that on increasing the intensity of the light, the number of emitted electrons increases. Hence the photoelectric current increases. Okay, now you may ask that sir, here we have to study the effect of potential on what, photoelectric current. So we have plotted the graph between what, current and potential, and here we have to study the effect of intensity on what, current. But here we have plotted the graph between what, current and potential. The effect of intensity on current is visible indirectly from this graph. Okay, and the dependence of the intensity on photoelectric current can be shown by plotting the direct graph between what, between the intensity and current. Okay, and this will be a straight line. Okay, so it is clear from this graph that as the intensity of the light increases, then the photoelectric current increases. That is, on increasing the intensity of the light, the photoelectric current increases, or photoelectric current is directly proportional to what, intensity of the light. Now second point, so this is the effect of intensity on photoelectric current. Now another thing is also clear from this graph. Here you can see that for I1, I2, I3 we get the similar value of what, stopping potential. So we can say that stopping potential does not depend upon what, upon the intensity of the light. Stopping potential does not depend upon the intensity of the light, because on increasing the intensity of the light, the number of emitted electrons increases, but not their kinetic energy. Since the kinetic energy remains unchanged on increasing the intensity, so there is no need of change what, there is no need of changing what, the stopping potential. Okay, so hence we can say that the stopping potential does not depend upon what, intensity of the light. So this is the effect of intensity on photoelectric current and effect of intensity on what, stopping potential. Okay, now in our fifth lecture we will study the effect of frequency on what, on photoelectric current. and after studying this topic we will study the laws of photoelectric effect. Okay, thank you students.